Hey there. Welcome to my Yu-Gi-Oh channel. I don't have a phone number to verify this, so I have to make this into 2 videos. So this is part 1, and then I'm gonna upload part 2 pretty soon afterwards, so you guys can see that. Okay, bye bye. What is up, Yu-Gi-Oh players? Edison Yu-Gi-Oh players. It is your boy Ojama Garrett. This is my debut video for my Yu-Gi-Oh channel. I've been screwed around too long. I figured it was time for me, since my name is Ojama Garrett, that I start a channel that is about Yu-Gi-Oh and to play in the format which is right before my prime. But yeah, so I was messing around a lot, making a lot of different little decks and stuff like that. But I decided to settle on a variant of Pac-Man. Okay, so Pac-Man is a deck where you like flip flop, and then just keep flipping up and down, whatever, blah blah blah. And it relies on cards like Medusa Worm, Des Lacuda, and Swarm of Scarabs, because they all have the similar effect. Once per turn, you can change this card to face down defense position. If this card is flip summoned, target one monster your opponent controls, destroy that target. So, as you can see, we already got a lot of problems going on in this deck, but I wanted to try a bunch of things at the same time. My side deck, don't pay attention to that, but anyway, let's just run through the deck real quick, and then I'll try to explain everything here. So, Card Trooper. Once per turn, you can choose any card number from 1 to 3. Mill those cards from the top of your deck. It gains 500 attack for each. And if it is destroyed while in your side of the field, you get to draw 1 card. So, kind of self-explanatory. Cyber Dragon, if your opponent only controls monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. The reason why I want to play this card is kind of a tech choice. I want to play it as kind of an MST, even though I'm not running MST, and I should probably try to find room here, but I've been kind of trying. I'm undecided on a lot of things here with my 44 main deck size count. So that's why I'm just trying stuff out. I'm like low enough on the ladder where pretty much if I just like play cards, I win the game. Because like I'm undefeated with like 3 games right now. Because most of the people at my level for Edison rated are pretty bad, or just don't play, or I don't know what's going on. This is like my first. I haven't been. I ladder climbed back when it was doing network. If that puts it into perspective at all. So yeah. Whatever. I feel like where I'm at. Whatever. So anyway, let's just go on. So then, Cyber Dragon, I wanted it to be just like a swarm to combo with another card I'm playing here, Needle Sealing. But so I wanted to like, my ideal situation is to Cyber Dragon, then play another bad card here, double summon, and then like set 2 cards so that Needle Sealing is live on the opponent's summon. But also to be like allow me just like one little niche push play. I guess. I don't know. I'm just kind of like experimenting with stuff. Debris Dragon. Debris Dragon, when you normal summon this card, you can target one monster with 500 or less attack in your graveyard. Special summon that target attack position, but negate its effects. Cannot be used for a synchro material except for a synchro summon of a dragon monster. But that is okay because what I'm playing is Des Lacuda, 500 attack. Medusa Worm, 500. Oh, I forgot to put Iron Chain Dragon in there. Sorry, I put that in right now as we're talking about. Yep. So I decided to tech the Debris Dragon because Medusa Worm, Des Lacuda, and Swarm of Scarabs all have 500 or less attack, and they allow me to go into a Black Rose to clear the field, to come back from getting ground down or something like that, or go into an Ancient Fairy Dragon to increase my field presence. Or just have a big 3K defender just to like kind of wall up whatever. It's just kind of like like I said, I want to play test 1 to 3, but I'm just putting 1 in because I'm just like I couldn't choose between my techs, so I'm like I'm gonna put them all in. I don't care, whatever. So now we get to our bread and butter, Des Lacuda. Once per turn, you can change this to face down defense position, and if it's flip summoned, you can draw 1 card. Giant Rat. Giant Rat is one of my I don't like battle floaters became bad at Edison, I would say. Like they're still okay playable, I think, technically. But like okay playable means like tier 2. I'm not saying like it's not going to compete against some of the decks I've been seeing in the Edison like the Edison Discord is kind of blowing up. There's a lot of like the format's being solved very, very efficiently. So this is not a very, very good card, I feel, in this format. But as a rogue deck and just a little fun deck, I just wanted the Giant Rat just kind of maybe like cheese a little bit at the lower levels because yeah, you can Giant Rat into a Des Lacuda. Before I was playtesting, I was Giant Ratting into Fossil Dyna just to lock him or whatever. I would let him attack the rat, then sit behind a deep prison, so then I could go Giant Rat into Fossil Dyna, then deprison when they try to kill Falsadana, and now I just like soft lock the field for special summoning, etc. So this Goblin Zombie, also Medusa or Giant Rat also goes into Medusa Worm, goes into Card Trooper, so I could rat it to Card Trooper for just like a draw floater, just to like YOLO, get that draw, and eat some attacks up, or go into Medusa Worm on the last attack, or into a Deslocuda, because Medusa Worm destroys it is spot removal, and Deslocuda is a draw engine. So yeah, so there's that. That's my rationale behind Giant Rat, but this would be one of probably the first ones to cut. Then this is a tech my buddy told me about, because he did inform me that Deslocuda is a zombie, so I will be play testing this today. And it kind of flows with the theme of this deck. Goblin Zombie, I wanted to have a lot more floaters in the deck because I'm playing Sangan as well. So Goblin Zombie, if this card inflicts battle damage, your opponent sends the top card of the deck to the graveyard, not important. But if this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, add one zombie monster with 1200 or less defense from your deck to your hand. And Deslocuda is a zombie monster, allowing me to go into my Deslocudas or the Sangan Goblin Zombie floater route, so that I could have just plenty of floaters, kind of like a bad Burning Abyss, if anybody knows what that is. I don't know who I'm talking to. This is just my first video, just kind of freestyling. Then I'm playing double Kaiku because I kind of wanted to have aggressive options, and Kaiku seems pretty good for this format. Like, your opponent cannot banish from either player's graveyard, so it kind of locks down DD Crow, and it's got 1800 attack, and 1800 attack with battle traps like Fiendish and Dimensional Prison, Judgment, Torrential Tribute, whatever, Mirror Force, is decent enough in and of itself. I have also thought about playing cards like Shrink, just to make like my crappier cards more online, you know what I mean? Like Cyber Dragon can kill a monster with up to 4200 attack. Then you know what I'm saying. And it's a good battle trap, and it feels pretty decent. But that's just for another deck. That's not today's deck. But Kaiku is just like, I just want to have some offensive capabilities in this. I don't know, when I saw Pac-Man, I don't like when I looked up Pac-Man deck profiles. They all seem to like rely literally on just like the Pac-Manning, like the flipping and killing and whatever. And then they were even like, I saw him play like Stealth Bird, which Stealth Bird is a card. Stealth Bird is a card where once per turn you can change this card to face down defense position. When this card is flip summoned, it inflicts 1000 damage to your opponent. So it kind of like that seems like the win condition for the deck. And yes, this is kind of cute. It's not as good as like standard Yu-Gi-Oh winning, which is like taking your opponent's monsters off the board. Because like, for instance, let's say we have an ideal scenario. I have a Medusa Worm or a Swarm of Scarabs set on the field. I flip, I pop your normal summon, and then I attack with Kaiku. Kaiku 1800 pokes are gonna like add up really quickly, but like a flip from a Stealth Bird just feels really not good in terms of even like rogue. So that's just kind of my rationale there, and that's kind of why I wanted to play cards like Cyber Dragon, Card Trooper, Kaiku, and then like Thunder Dragon coming down the line here. But anyway, let's just move on. Also, for banishing like Treeboard and stuff like that, it allows me to play into like, again, like maybe have a chance against decks that have cards that like play in the grave. Banish Plagues, banish Treeboard, banish Soroku, or whatever, Vayus, whatever, you know what I mean? Like shut Dad down, so Dad can't like pop, like he can be summoned, but he can't blow up the entire field or whatever. You know what I mean? It just feels like a decent level 4. Then we got Medusa Worm. Once per turn, you can flip this card to the face down defense position. If this card is flip summoned, target one monster your opponent controls. Destroy that target. So that's kind of, you know, the main, this plus Swarm of Scarabs seems to be the main spot removal for the deck, which allows for me to not play a lot of like heavy beaters. Now that I say that off the top of my head, I feel like I should play Caius. I tell my friends this all the time. I feel like I'm making a deck wrong if I'm not playing a Caius. And just one Caius, just to make me feel good, I feel like I should put it in too. But anyway, so then we get to Morphing Jar. You know what I mean? Morphing Jar is Morphing Jar. If I set the Morphing Jar and set my whole hand, and I can protect it, or I can Needle Sealing, or I can Mirror Force, or I can Deprison, or I can Fiendish Lock, or I can play the level Luminary of B, or I can play the, you know, the stalls, the multitudes of stalls I have just to get it to flip on my turn. I can really just like really pump and control the field, and like really in playtesting this deck seems to struggle to get started, but once it does get started, its momentum is like really hard to keep up with. Like if you got multiple Deslocudas resolving multiple times a turn and they can't deal with it within 1 to 2 turns, you get so much of an advantage. It doesn't matter that you're playing bad cards. Okay, Sangan line, you know what I'm saying? Pretty self-explanatory. Oh, I also whatever. Whatever. Yeah, again, freestyling. Not a very good deck profile, I imagine, but yeah, I'm just doing my best. Okay, everybody, leave me alone. Sangan. If this card is sent from the field of the graveyard, add one monster and 1,500 or less attack from your deck to your hand. The old effect is this second part of the effect. This is an errata, but that is not in the old days. So saying it kind of goes into what I need. You know what I mean? Saying like, let's say, you know, they got me backed into a quarter. I draw the saying in. I could search the Debris Dragon, try to go for the Black Rose play. Saying I go to the Morphin Jar if I'm really behind, try to like Morphin Jar and bring myself back into the game. I can go saying it into Goblin Zombie, just so I can keep the floaters going, the floater engine going. Saying it has a lot of utility in this deck. Or I can just search whatever piece from the deck I want. I just feel like Sangin's really good. Plus a set Sangin. Set Sangins work really well with the deck, and you'll see like I'll get to that. But yeah. Next card is Swarm of Scarabs, which is just another Medusa Worm, but just a little bit bigger. Once per turn, you can change this card to face down defense position. This card is flip summoned. Target one monster your opponent controls, destroy that target. So yeah, you know what I mean. Rinse, repeat, bang, boom, 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 boom. Just keep sniping monsters and pushing for a little bit of damage that you can get in. Thunder King Ryo. Kind of self-explanatory. I don't have a lot going on for the deck in terms of aggression, so this is my fourth, whatever. This is just another offensive soft lock ability as well. It kind of shuts down my floater engine. I understand that, but I don't necessarily care too much because they're going to be like most of the meta on this deck is going to, or in this format is going to be scrambling to try to deal with the Thunder King, and it's kind of like what I want to do because I want them to focus on cards like Kaiku. I want them to focus on cards like Thunder King. At least that's the idea, and just really push them down. Right. So there's Thunder King. Okay, now that I've ran into 11-minute deck profile, I don't think I'll have time to play test this, but I will try to hit you with a video tomorrow or some sort. I'll do a deck profile, duel, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whatever.